Oh hi, I'm Rayford and thank you for joining me for what I hope to be a new series. What are this? In this series, I dive into a game and explain as simply as I can, what are this? Today we're looking at Fortnite, a new title by Epic Games. So let's dive in. Fortnite is a game that, in my mind, is 10% Borderlands, 45% Minecraft, and 45% Horde survival game. The art style is a little cartoony, the way objects kind of spring into place after you hit them, the fact that stacks of tires essentially act as a trampoline, propelling you into the air, the wacky dialogue, the ridiculous traps, it all adds together to remind me of Borderlands' kind of style and humor. Then there's the Minecraft element. The link between these two games is obvious. Your character has a pickaxe, which they use to harvest materials. These materials can range from wood, harvested from trees, to metal, stone, and brick. Then there's the various odds and ends that you're going to gather from chests and destroyable objects while exploring the world, but these are way too numerous for me to name, so I'm not gonna. And finally, last but not least, there's the zombie horde survival aspect. In most missions, you use materials you've gathered to build a base and weapons, fortifying and protecting it from waves of zombies. Most zombies can be dispatched easily with one of the numerous weapons you can construct, but eventually there comes a point when there's either too many to gun down, or they absorb too many bullets, or you missed them, and they eventually reach your base. So what then? Well, each of the materials that you've used to build your base has a sort of durability rating. When the zombies reach the outermost wall of your base, they begin to whack away at it, reducing the durability. When the durability of that wall reaches 0, the wall is destroyed. Fortunately, the higher quality of the material, the more of a pounding it can take before it's destroyed. Wood is the weakest, then stone, followed by brick, and finally metal. The good news is you don't just build weapons and walls, you can build traps to help protect your base. There's floor and wall mounted spikes to damage enemies. There's wall mounted lights that will stun zombies. There's a ceiling mounted downward firing electric zapper laser thing. There's a healing pad and jump pads for you and your allies, and plenty more. All useful for helping you mow down wave after wave of zombies. Now, those smart croutons of you that were paying attention might have noticed I said allies. Fortnite is 100% a co-op game. You can party with friends or, assuming you don't have any, cough, the game will match you up with allies at the start of each mission. But that's just when you're in a mission. What about those times when you're between missions? Well, there's plenty to do here as well. The most obvious is when you complete missions, it'll give you Commander EXP. Get enough Commander EXP and you level up. Level up and you get a skill point to spend in the game's skill tree. However, here's the kicker. There's also a secondary skill tree, which you earn EXP for gradually over real world time. And finally, there are the daily quests you can complete as well. Complete any of the daily quests and you'll earn V-Bucks, the in-game currency of choice. What do you spend V-Bucks on? Well, the in-game version of loot chests, loot llamas. Now you've got two options for how to get llamas. The first method I've already mentioned, grind away at daily quests for 2 to 3 days to earn enough V-Bucks to buy one llama. Or you can go the easy route and just spend real cash. And this is where the game's major bottleneck comes into play, RNG. Look, here's the deal. I'm not gonna mince words. The RNG can be pretty brutal. Just to give an example of items that are in the loot pool, there's heroes you can control, of which there are 4 classes. There's survivors, which are used to increase your power level. There's weapons, both melee and ranged. There's weapon schematics, both melee and ranged. There's trap schematics. There's XP for weapons, heroes, and survivors, and a bunch of other stuff. And then here's the kicker. Many of the items I listed above can come in one of several rarities. There's common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And then many of those items, starting at rare and above, come with special perks unlocked by leveling them up. And those special perks can vary. So really at the end of the day, you're trying to find something that is of the rarity that you need or above, and has the perks that you need. So, in conclusion, my problem with the game, despite how fun it is, it's really actually a lot of fun. My problem is threefold. First off, the menu and out of the game is honestly convoluted to say the least. I know I glazed over it earlier, but honestly, it's like Epic had a team assigned to each section that I mentioned above and let them work on it on their own. And when it was done, someone took the separate elements and drunkenly threw them all together. Now this is something that can be fixed in future patches, but still, it's a pain in the ass to deal with now. Next up is the loot. Now if you're someone that's frustrated by something like Destiny or the Division's loot grind, honestly, you're probably going to pull your hair out with this game. If, however, that's not a big deal to you, or you like games like Diablo 3 where the loot grind is all that there is, you might enjoy this. But then again, there's just so much to grind for. Your hero, the character you actually play as, has a rarity and skills that are generated by RNG. Survivors, same thing. Weapons and traps, same thing. It may not sound like much, but honestly, it can be a real bitch. Especially because there comes a point when all that you want, all that you really need, is the two highest tiers of loot, the epic and the legendary, which are, obviously, the rarest. And this ties into my third problem with the game, which is the progression system. After a certain point, assuming you've gotten a hero, and weapons, and traps, and survivors that all kind of just work for you, not ideal, just kind of work. You need to level them up. Yeah, now you can kind of retire, quote unquote, some of these items and earn EXP, which you can then go ahead and pour into the items that you want to keep. Plus you can get EXP from loot llamas, but again, that's every couple of days, and that actually takes away from your available loot pool of items available in that llama. But every time you level a thing up, it costs more EXP to level it up, which makes sense. But there comes a point when you're really grinding hard to level things up. And additionally, the higher tier an item is, the higher its max level, which means the more experience it needs to max it out to reach that highest tier of its unlockable perks. In short, the game is a ton of fun. I actually, despite my griping here at the end, I really enjoy it. I play it more casually than most people I know, but it kind of works for me that way. I was never somebody that really got into Diablo 3, but also never really minded Diablo 3's loot grind, because I know that in Diablo 3 the loot grind is really sort of the point of the game. And Destiny and the Division's loot grind never really bothered me. It's just that this game didn't really grab me like I'd hoped. It's still a ton of fun, it's still ridiculous, and I look forward to Epic adding a lot more content into it. It's just right now, I just kind of play it when I feel like kind of hanging out. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, or if you have been kind of looking into playing Fortnite, or know somebody that's been looking into playing Fortnite, maybe, share this video with them. Say, hey, there's this noob guy named Rayford. He does things. He makes a lot of words. Complains a lot. Please don't tell them I complain a lot. But yeah, anyway, that's it for me. I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, you wonderful croutons of awesomeness, and I will talk to you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.